Good day. In this capstone, I examine how generative AI combined with predictive analytics can modernize IT service management and improve decision quality, responsiveness, and operational resilience. I will outline the background and rationale, summarize current evidence, surface adoption gaps, and present a strategic framework and methodology that together support responsible, value creating GenAI integration in enterprise ITSM. We will proceed through seven parts: background and rationale, significance and scope, literatural themes on modernizing ITSM, emerging tools and governance, synthesis and contributions, research methodology, and limitations and the research instrument used for systematic evidence collection. Traditional ITSM, typically rooted in ITIL, excels structure yet often remains reactive and labor-intensive. Gen AI and predictive models promise a shift toward proactive, automated, and data-driven service delivery. This study articulates the problem context, substantiates the need for a strategic approach, and frame the core research questions: under what conditions does Gen AI measurably improve ITSM outcomes? Three constraints motivate change: high manual effort, response rather than anticipation, and slow decision cycles. Gen AI contributes semantic understanding of incidents, pattern discovery, and predictive modeling across operational data. The thesis is that ITSM can migrate from reactive remediation to proactive prevention and assisted decisioning without abandoning the control and compliance discipline that ITIL embodies. Evidence show material efficiency gains. Studies and vendor reports describes reduced mean time to recovery, lowered alert noise via correlation and acceleration, resolutions where Gen AI is embedded in workflows. Reported outcomes include incident resolution that is significantly faster and cost savings through deflection and automation. However, impact varies by organizational context, data readiness, and integration depth, an impetus for a structured adoption framework. Despite promise, many efforts stall at pilot stage. Trust, transparency, data quality, and validations are recurring barriers. The literature lacks integrated practitioner-ready roadmaps that balance upside with governance and risk controls. This capstone addresses the gap by proposing an integrative socio-technical framework for an enterprise adoption. Objectives include assessing Gen AI effect in ITSM outcomes, quantifying responsiveness and agility improvements, isolating success factors and barriers, and proposing a governance-anchored strategy with metrics. The guiding questions is how Gen AI-driven predictive analytics can effectively enhance ITSM proactivity and under what enabling conditions. The study targets large enterprise ITSM contexts and focus on incident, problem change, and knowledge processes. The scope centers on secondary evidence and conceptual development, sufficient to propose a strategy while acknowledging the need for subsequent empirical validation. Strategically deployed AI in ITSM supports SDG 9 by strengthening resilient digital infrastructure, SDH by shifting human effort to high value work, and SDG 16 through governance that promotes transparency, fairness, and institutional trust. That study's contribution is therefore both operational and societal. The work synthesizes 21 to 25 resources, academic case, and industry without primary data collection or new algorithm design. Implications are strategic rather than implementation specific, establishing foundations for pilots, measurement, and iterative refinement. Four teams structure the review. First is the Gen AI vis-a-vis ITIL, AI ops and automation, predictive analytics and explainability, and Gen AI enabled knowledge management. Within incident management, LLM assisted triage improves routine accuracy or routing accuracy. In problem management, NLP synthesizes logs to support hypothesis generation. Change management benefits from risk prediction, and knowledge management gains via semantic search and article generation. The implication? ITIL retain governance value but must be redesigned for real-time AI interventions and closed-loop learning. AI ops apply ML to correlation and anomaly detection and response automation, reducing alert fatigue and desk load while enabling pre-incident remediation. Human in the loop paradigm remains essential. AI provides scale and speed. Humans provide accountability and contextual judgment. Predictive models can anticipate SLA risk, classify tickets, and recommend next action by analogy to historical clusters. Explainable AI is a precondition for adoption. Clear justification and traceability improve trust, enable audit, and support training of junior staff to export or to expert performance levels. Virtual agents now resolve a substantial share of level 1 queries, semantic retrieval races, first contact resolution, and automated summarization, converts incidents into knowledge artifacts. Guardrails such as retrieval augmented generation and human validations are necessary to control hallucination and preserve accuracy. Modern ITSM platforms embed GenAI natively, but outcomes depend on governance, readiness, and integration quality, not tools alone. Reports across platforms describe materially faster resolutions and shorter approval cycles when AI-assisted workflows are in place. Open source exemplars illustrates how LLMs can be integrated in classifications and anomaly detections pipeline, underscoring that value stems from orchestrations of data, models, and then process design. Adoption scales when organizations formalize governance roles, training, and usage policies, often referencing standards such as NIST's AI RMF. Cultural readiness and sponsorship are decisive. A strong learning culture correlates with higher ROI from AI initiatives. Pulling together the evidence, the study distills consistent value patterns, clarifies risk, and proposes a practical guardrail first roadmap. Findings are that Gen AI frequently accelerates through incident resolution and improves service quality, risk, data quality, governance deficits, and organizational resistance gap, a lack of integrated evidence informed adoption guidance. This work answers the gap through balanced value risk model with actionable guidance. Academically, the study synthesizes fragmented results into a coherent view of success factors. Practically, it offers a blueprint for responsible Gen AI deployment that bridges technological potential and organizational realization. Methodologically, this is a qualitative synthesis using a systematic selection through approach and a structured extractions of instrument mapped to a conceptual model. An adapted Prisma process improves transparency, and reproducibility with documented inclusion and exclusion criteria, full text eligibility checks, and flow diagram that evidences rigor and mitigates selection bias. The extraction matrix captures bibliographical details, context, AI technique, quantitative or qualitative outcomes, guardrails, moderators, theoretical contributors, enabling cross-study comparison and mapping to hypothesis and value, trust, and readiness. Gen AI adoption is the independent variable. ITSM performance is the dependent outcome. Governance rails mediate the effect. Data quality and governance or organizational readiness moderate it, altering strength and direction of impact. The approach is literature-based and conceptual, yet explicitly aligned to the objectives and academic standards for systematic inquiry. Constraints include reliance on published sources, uneven rigor across industry versus academic materials, and the rapid evolution of Gen AI. The study counters this by weighing higher credibility evidence, documenting uncertainty, and presenting the framework as testable guidance for future empirical work. By tightly linking extraction to the conceptual framework and research questions, the study maintains objectivity, traceability, supporting ethical recommendations, and reproducible conclusions. The instrument operationalizes the model. It connects evidence to variables and hypotheses and supports transparent reasoning from data to recommendations. Identification spans academic and industry repositories and key vendor resources, screening, and eligibility apply time-bounded relevance and quality criteria. Elision finalizes a corpus for qualitative synthesis documented in a Prisma flow auditability. Variables includes independent variables, GenAI capabilities and integration, mediators, which is the governance and guardrails and user adoption, moderators, which is the data quality and organization readiness, and dependent variables, which is the outcomes such as MTTR, FCR cost, and satisfaction. Cross-platform case material indicates significant efficiency gains and adoption inflection when governance is formalized. Security and risk management, for example, defenses for prompt injection and data leakage, are not peripheral but central to sustained value. In conclusion, generative AI-driven predictive analytics can transition ITSM from reactive service delivery to proactive, insight-led operations. This capstone provides a balanced, governance-anchored strategy and a systematic evidence base to guide responsible adoption, along with clear avenues for future empirical validations and continuous improvement. Thank you so much.